Yeah, because
James, that pisses me off. Okay, we're back on.
Welcome back, everyone. This is part 2 of the King's Castle. King James along with Blair Chopin.
Hey, folks.
And we are talking tonight about the upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which will air this Sunday, but we haven't touched...
Presented by Snickers.
Indeed. Actually, it's presented by Gold Barn, according to the WWE itself.
Presented by Cialis.
But anyway, we haven't touched on the Money in the Bank match itself.
Money in the Bank.
Now, I'm gonna go through all the participants, and I want you to tell me yes or no and why, as if they could be a potential favorite.
Okay.
The man who invented the concept, Chris Jericho.
No.
Why is that?
He's in the pass the torch phase as well. I can't see them pushing him any further into superstardom. Even though we love Y2J, I'm not seeing it.
You know, I
Friend of the show.
I kind of agree with you on that one because even though Jericho has invented the concept, he's never won the match. Besides, and on top of that, ladder matches can be very taxing on your body, and even though he has experience, 26 years of doing this kind of thing may start to take its toll. I mean, we saw that even in the Asylum match with Dean Ambrose back in Extreme Rules, even though he used every trick in the book. So I'm a little concerned.
Right. I agree with you.
What about Kevin Owens?
I could see that, but I think
you did say you thought Kevin Owens was a good heel.
I do. I think he's great. I was at the WWE Live event in Raleigh, and he called us all a bunch of worthless hicks, and I thought that was great. And he called out one guy in particular for being fat in the front row, and I thought that was funny.
That's terrible.
And he was like pointing and swearing at him.
So
but I'm not seeing it for him either.
Really?
No, I think they're like it seemed like they were pushing for him much harder when he was. In that stage when he was one-on-one with Cena and everything than they are now. He's kind of settled into mid-card role.
Without question, as I said a couple of weeks ago, that match that Kevin Owens had with John Cena in his debut at Elimination Chamber last year was probably the biggest, one of the more classic matches I've ever called instantly, which is very impressive for a debut. But anyway, what about Sami Zayn?
No.
No?
No, that's it for Sammy.
Why?
They seem hesitant to push him as well. Like, I feel like if they would have made a push for Sammy to be... Because, to me, the the person who holds Money in the Bank is kind of like the number 2 contender. Like, they're not in the title match per se, but they could be at any time.
Well, remember... The Money in the Bank concept means that you can cash in even after the champion has defended.
You're kind of a number 1 contender, even though you're not in the main storyline. Right. I just kind of don't see that for him. But how many people are in this thing? Because I guess I'm going to have to pick somebody.
There's going to be 6 total.
Okay. So I've said no on the first 3.
Right. But what about... Here's a man who I think could be a potential winner. Alberto Del Rio. And I say that because he actually won the match in 2011 and cashed in at SummerSlam.
Okay.
So do you agree with that, or
not ruling him out, but still not feeling it?
But he could be a favorite, even though you say he may not win.
Okay. He's got a shot since he's won it before. He knows what it's like to win a scripted event.
Right. Wait a minute. You mean you know what it's like? He knows what it's like to win that match.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, here's kind of the wild card. Cesaro.
Cesaro, that's my pick.
You do? You really pick Cesaro over Dean Ambrose?
Cesaro, yep. He's gonna shock the world.
Why?
Because he's high flying. He's fun. He might be the second coming of Oh shoot, Rey Mysterio. He's got a Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero vibe to him, and I think that he could be hugely popular with the push. I'm picking him.
I don't know about that because I will agree.
Latino Heat.
I will agree that Cesaro today is pound for pound one of the strongest guys they have on the roster. However, I have to give the edge to Dean Ambrose, and I'll tell you why.
Tell me about it.
For several reasons. One, Dean Ambrose has proven time and time again that he's willing to put his body on the line for anything, no matter what.
Anything, even outside the ring?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Secondly, he's proven that he can be hardcore, as we've seen with the Asylum match that he had with Jericho. And thirdly, just the namesake that they give him, the Lunatic Fringe. The announcers calling him a lunatic basically means they think he'll do anything, even putting his own body through a ladder and risking breaking his back.
Wait, so that's what the Lunatic Fringe means? I thought that meant he was a Trump supporter.
No, it means he'll do anything.
Oh, okay.
For the amusement of the fans, even putting his own body on the line.
Sounds crazy.
So my pick is Dean Ambrose. Now, a couple of matches have been added since we last saw our viewers. For instance, we have a huge Fatal 4-Way tag match coming up. We'll see the New Day defending the tag team titles against the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson of the Club. Now, as you know, Fatal 4-Way rules means the champions don't necessarily have to be involved in the decision to lose the match. So, who do you see as the favorite in this fight?
Who are my options, James? You got.
We'll see the New Day defending against Gallows and Anderson, the Vaudevillains, and Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy.
On principle, since I think they're great and they entertain me very much, I will pick the New Day. I can't ride against the Bootios.
So you really think the champions are still going to hang on?
I'm hoping so, James.
Well,
I'm really hoping
my biggest concern here is, being that it's a Fatal 4-Way, there's no disqualification, no count-out. So any of those teams that I mentioned could emerge as a wild card.
It smells like interference is going to happen from somebody.
And ironically, this is going to surprise a lot of people, but I think they're trying to build the Vaudevillains a little bit more, and the way to do that, in my opinion, would be to give them the belts. So in my opinion, the Vaudevillains are taking the titles.
I agree with our producer Jeff here, who's shaking his head. The Vaudevillains are a bunch of stooges. I hope they don't push them anymore.
Stooges?
Yeah. I don't think they should be pushed. Get them out of here.
So you don't think they're the debonair devastation of such exquisite sophistication?
I think they're Larry and Moe, and I wish they had a third so he could be Curly.
Well, they do. They're Ringmaster.
Well, he's Curly.
Just so you know.
You know what? I'm going to say right here.
Yeah.
If you Vaudevillains want a real man to fight you, you come down here to Concord, North Carolina, to the Cabarrus Arena, and you'll get an ass kicking from Blair the Great live at Cabarrus Arena. No disqualifications. It will be a buried alive match combined with an eating contest.
Okay.
We'll be eating hot dogs in a coffin on the 4th of July.
Okay,
Let's go.
Stop. That doesn't make any sense.
A buried alive eating contest.
Wait a minute. If it's a buried alive eating contest, then they don't want to see you eat hot dogs. They want to see you eat coconut cream pie.
Oh, okay.
And you got to use your face.
Oh. But I'm just saying, I don't like you
Vaudevillains. Your face.
Me, my producer Jeff will be my manager, and I will take you all on. I'm not scared of you. How much do they weigh?
Probably a combined maybe 460 pounds.
I could get to that weight by the beginning of July. Just one of me. So I'm not scared
of
you
Vaudevillains. And that's between the two of
Vaudevillains.
them, just so you know.
I'm not scared of you Vaudevillains. I am ready for our buried alive eating contest.
Kind of an interesting. Moving right along, I gotta say though, kind of an interesting storyline has developed in the Divas division because we will now see.
James, I thought they didn't call them the Divas anymore.
Well, they don't call the championship the Divas Championship anymore, it's the Women's Championship. So, we'll now see Charlotte and Dana Brooke together against Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Or, excuse me, Becky Lynch and Natalya. I gotta say, Charlotte's been on a power trip for quite some time. I hope Natalya gives her the whipping she deserves and teaches her some respect.
Is this what we call an RESPECT match?
Well, I don't know. But I do know one thing. It's the same thing that's held true for quite some time. Wrestling fans love a good cat fight.
Oh, James, you're not supposed to say cat fight anymore. That's old school terminology.
Oh, well then what's the politically correct term for the 2010s? Please tell me.
James, well, it might take me a while. The politically correct term would be two women, if they identified themselves that way, wrestling each other in a way that, in a match, and you're damn right they could beat the snot out of men if they wanted to, but they wanted to wrestle each other because they're asserting their own free will. And they are independent women. That's what you should call it.
Well, I appreciate your opinion, but please do remember this is a family show, sir.
I know. Which is why you shouldn't be spewing your sexist views to the masses,
What?
especially our young viewers.
Look, it's not politically incorrect, so...
I think it is. Our producer, Jeff, is nodding.
Let me look that up.
He's looking it up. Is catfight politically incorrect? Because you're saying they're not human. You're saying they're animals, like cats.
It's an expression!
I know, but it's out.
But anyway... Again, we apologize for our helpless banner there, folks. But we got one more match that we need to talk about.
Helpless banner.
Rusev defending the U.S. title against Titus O'Neil. This match was just announced during the weekly forum a couple of weeks ago.
Kind of strange that Titus is getting such a push here.
Well, the reason he's getting such a push is because over the last several weeks, he's been coming out to try to thwart Rusev's attempts to bully some of the younger, smaller talent. And they're trying to perceive Rusev as a bully since he's become U.S. champion. But do you think Titus is going to take the title? Because, I mean, if you think about it, he just returned from suspension not too long ago.
Yeah. What was he suspended for? Was he on roids?
Well, apparently the rumors say that he got a little too rough with Vince McMahon during the Daniel Bryan retirement ceremony back in February. So,
But now he's coming back from that and he's already getting pushed into a title match?
Exactly.
Huh. It's weird.
It's been happening over the last few weeks, but I don't...
Well, if he got suspended for that, yet he's coming back and getting pushed, that must mean, like you've been saying for a long time, that Vince likes it rough.
Wait. I've said that Vince is willing to do whatever he needs to do to protect his company and for the sake of the fans. I didn't necessarily say that he likes it rough.
Wait, hold on. I think Rusev's going to win the match. Producer Jeff, do you have an answer on the catfight question?
Still searching.
Still searching. Well, we're going to have to come back to that on our next segment.
Yes, we will indeed come back to that. And in the meantime, we've got some news regarding the brand extension as far as the storyline is concerned, so stay right there.
Thank you, guys. James, that was a great segment. The fans are going to love that helpless banner.